Folia Audio.
Episode of just
we will.
Marvel versus DC and the issues and all that good stuff.
That'll be
Hey,
awesome.
everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Social T Podcast. It is us again, me, Terrell. You can catch me at my socials at TerrellHSCKS on Instagram. Terrell Hicks with 1L on Twitter. Saleia, go ahead, introduce yourself to the podcast listeners. If you're your first time listening, this is me. Go ahead, Saleia.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Saleia Arquiche. You can catch me at my socials at Miss Arquiche on Instagram, which is MSARKEISH. And you can catch me on Facebook at Saleia Arquiche. And you can catch me on Twitter, but I'm not there. Like I always say, I don't know what my handle is, but if you want to find me, I'm there. Only my profile's there. That's it. But yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Right. Shawn.
Take it away, Shawn.
Hey, everybody. It's me. It's Shawn. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at Missy, MISSY _510. I'm also on Twitch as Lord Megajohn 25.
I like the tattoo. Someone to say.
Yeah, I know. I was going to tell you. Really nice.
It hurts like a motherfucker. Go ahead, Mike. Yeah. I'm over here like this. Oh my God, it's burning.
I'm like, don't stop touching it.
I'm not touching it.
All right, Mike.
Go ahead, Mike.
Mike Long. On Instagram. Mike.ogoon.long on Instagram. Watching funny stuff.
That's all he did. He don't do nothing on Instagram, but
watch funny stuff.
That's
and insightful things also.
Oh, so now
I do it too. I watch insightful things. I try to post insightful things, funny things.
Episode.
You said no?
No, I was going to say, episode, what's this for?
This is episode 5.
Oh my God, man. The internet's all
so
like,
is the title.
What the hell? Let me see what's going on. Let me stop my YouTube TV on my TV, see what's going on here, because I think y'all was frozen. What the hell's going on? It could be the rain.
You got real slow all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I know it did. I'm like, what the hell? Okay.
I was like, what? What did the internet say? The internet's like, don't be talking about me.
I know.
Slow down.
This is episode 5 of Hulu's Reasonable Doubt.
So ambitious.
What, 4 more to go?
My initial thoughts are the exact same as they have been since episode 1.
Damn.
So, well, actually, no. My initial thought, yeah.
No, you was like, my text yesterday. Oh, this is so good. You know what? Never mind. I take it back.
Yeah, I was wondering what part you got to where you was like, "Oh, this is."
I'm gonna tell you in a second, but I'll wait until everybody does their initial thoughts.
Go ahead and do. Who wants to do the initial thoughts? Mike, let's go. Mike this time. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, so my initial thoughts.
You said Mike.
I said Mike.
My bad.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
He said Mike. And my initial thought was, I like the hair in the bun. That was cute. It was, at least it's nice and tidy in court. But my initial thoughts, it was different for me. I think I didn't expect it because it was less chaotic. But it kind of streamlined it a little. I think we'll get That's it.
All right. I'm gonna
Me?
Yeah, because
like Mike, I did like the hair. Huh?
No, go ahead. When Mike was talking, internet got a little slow.
Oh, okay. My initial thoughts is this episode was I could stomach this one this week. I like Mike. I felt like, okay, her hair is nice. No wig this week. Why don't they have her hair like that? I thought her hair, the way it was this last episode, was just wonderful. And I feel like Black people must have been really, huh?
She didn't have money then. That's what they were trying to show.
But it was still, I know, but still, I mean, well, the wig is like, well, she broke now because that wig is whatever. I thought there might be more Black. There might have been more Black writers on this episode. In terms of that, because if you notice, she had a whole ritual with the hair. Like she didn't go to bed without the scarf, and I don't know.
But she just put the scarf on. She didn't even like wrap it. She just
I know, but somebody probably was like, girl, we don't need to see you put that thing on. And she was like, okay, let me do it quickly. I don't know why that is such a thing. But anyway, my initial thoughts were, why didn't they just do a story between her and Michael Ealy's character? Like, because that I don't understand, like, the whole story as it is with, her being a lawyer for Braden and all that. Like, I don't care. I'm not interested. I don't care about her friends. I don't care about her family. Like, this week's episode was just far more interesting. It wasn't great. I still think she's a crappy lawyer, but we'll get into that a little bit later of this podcast. But yeah, it was all right. I can stomach this week's episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shawn.
You know what? This week's episode was very scandal-esque. And the reason I say that is because
I know where you're going.
When you talk about flashbacks and getting story, it reminded me, I mean, not down to the detail, but remember when Liv and Fitz went on the first tour of campaign. The first time he went on, he was doing his presidential thing. Yeah, the campaign. And, how they kind of slowly fell in love and, that whole story. With that being said, it could have been better. This was the episode, like you said, Saleia, that you could stomach. Like it actually was okay. I just don't understand in Los Angeles how you don't see anybody walking around or driving around nowhere. That was the thing that bothered me the most. But it would be nice if they set the structure for the rest of the show, and we know that's not going to happen, to be like that, we can get more of a background. So it's not so much caring about the characters, but understanding them a little bit more, I guess.
But I feel like you got to care in order to understand. I mean, on the part of the writers, they have.
That's what I meant. Yep.
They have to care a little bit more, because I feel like with this episode, there was a little bit more intention. A little, not a lot, because there still was what the hell? Why? But I will say for Michael Ealy's character, Damon, they put a lot of intention in him and a little bit of care as far as his story.
But do you think because, and I just put this out to everybody, because one of the things that I noticed was, do you think this is setting up are they foreshadowing for things for the rest of the season? Do you think that he's a more integral part of the story now that they've had this Jax Damon episode?
I would hope so. I mean, if you're going to spend a whole
no,
it's a no. It's probably a no, because it's and what's really sad, because it's you spent the whole damn episode on these people. So that means you want me to keep this in my head. You're saying to me that this is important. Okay, so what's going to happen next from this? I don't know. I hope that something happens. Go ahead, Terrell. Sorry.
I was gonna say all what's gonna happen is they're gonna sleep together. That's it.
Well, they kind of did. They had their phone sex, you know.
And that's the part where I was like, you know what? Never mind. I take that back because it was awful.
Yes,
it was absolutely awful.
Just like the scene with her friends in the stripper.
Oh, I know.
But I was trying to figure out if he was a stripper or if he was one of their husbands. Because I'm like, what's the point?
Y'all ain't got no other friends.
Every scene with her friends, like I said in the text, needs to be cut. You don't need it.
Because they're not central to the story.
All this setup is this just set up again what they're trying to set up. Basically what they're trying to explain was what he said 2-3 episodes ago, which was, if we weren't, if I didn't go to jail, what would happen between us? So they have to set up the whole little story of all this, how they met, and to try to explain that that chemistry. I guess you can call it chemistry. The storyline between Jackson and what's his name,
Damon.
Right, and then they set up, of course, how she meets Lewis,
which is a shitty ass way.
Oh my God, that whole anyway. So what? I just thought that it was it was okay because, like Mike said, it was less drama. Some of the dialogue to me still seemed forced, the way that it was delivered. Like they were when Michael Ealy was talking to her in the jail and explaining to her exactly what happened, it seemed forced, like he was trying to be hard. Like it seemed forced to me. I got
even in the courtroom, it seemed like
it seemed forced. It seemed like they were like, Michael Ealy been pretty all his life, so now we're going to try to make him a gangster. Like it was just.
But you don't need to. The thing is,
I know, but it was just the way that it was. The lines were delivered, and I mean, it was just certain things. Like I was just like, okay, did you write this when you got out of grad school? Like, because some of the dialogue was just like, okay, like like a film. Like it reminded me of like
that's what it looked like.
Somebody, like, it was that Mary J. Blige movie. Maybe somebody's cousin had needed to, that's a student film, or somebody owes somebody some money.
Oh, you mean the movie that only takes place at night?
Yeah, right.
We will not talk about
that movie.
Lord have mercy.
Can we talk about okay, this is just my ism, but again, detail is so very important to a story. The DA, okay, first, we're not going to talk about the DA. Speaking of hair, the DA's hair, like, why?
Oh my God, he was like a 1975.
It was like, pick up that wig and put it on.
Let's dust it off. Here we go.
Right.
Let's brush it.
Like, I don't think I need this.
Put this on.
Pick it up, put it on.
He was like an extra from freaking Saturday Night Fever. I'm like, put a wig on, Victor.
Some throwback 80s flick or whatever. Like it's super
and it's supposed to be 2007.
I know. I know.
That wig was like 1985.
Right. And the cousin got on a FUBU jersey. I was like,
they was FUBU.
Right. Nobody our age was wearing FUBU but old uncles who were going to dialysis. Like, come on.
We wore FUBU in the 90s. That is not wear FUBU in 2000.
Exactly. When you were supposed to wear it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
I thought that was bad. Yeah, that was. When he first showed up, I was like, that wig threw me. I was like, where the fuck are you?
He didn't even need it. He could have still had the same kind of hairstyle. Maybe
I
he
was 75. Now, if he walked around from behind that desk in bell bottoms, I would have lost it. He damn sure was close. You would have thought he had some on. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
oh gosh. I thought that was bad.
Yeah.
I thought sorry, go ahead.
And Terrell, you had put this in the chat, but it was something that I was thinking when I saw it was the whole issue with Paul.
Who the hell is Paul?
The mother's husband.
Oh yeah.
What the hell did he do? I want to know what he did.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I said in the chat. Like,
he probably got handsy.
God damn.
Or maybe it was an abuse thing.
Yeah,
if it was, like domestic violence. Thank you. And not where it was sexual, but he's giving mad creepy vibes.
Yeah, he's creepy. It's nothing.
He's been sober 10 years. So get to it. When did all this shit happen?
The whole damn story. Get to it.
Right, get to it. Shit, but the whole show, yes, that's what the name of the show should be. Get to it. That's the name of the show. Get to it.
Now hurry up.
Shit, God damn. I'm sitting there like, what the hell? How many times we gonna keep seeing her beat around the bush? This would have been a perfect episode. But this would have been a perfect episode to throw in her daddy.
Yeah.
This would have been a perfect episode to throw her daddy in.
There was a dialogue between her and Damon, and I thought, that's not right. So, like, when she's talking to Damon, she's like, my father was a drug addict too. And I was like, well, wait, is Damon a drug addict?
I wasn't a drug addict.
He wasn't,
but that he made mention.
I thought the same thing too.
Yeah, he made mention of his father or something, he said.
Oh, his father was like a drunk or something, or
yeah, right.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
And she had said it's trying to relate to him.
But also,
5 years later.
What public defender trying to get your ass out of jail or trying to keep you from going to jail has time to have those conversations? I'm thinking if you had to spend less time chatting that shit up, his ass probably wouldn't be in jail.
Well, she wasn't asking the right questions. I mean, okay, and this is the part where we're supposed to see her charisma and her talents as a lawyer shine through. She's asking him basic shit. Did you do it? Oh, no, I would never. That's it, Your Honor. I have no more questions. You gotta get it.
Like that's her whole defense,
right? That can't be it. Like that's why I
said it. That's why I said it in the group chat. I've heard better closing arguments from Jack McCord on Law and Order than I have on this show.
Oh, yeah, that closing argument was short. Really short. He ain't
do it. He ain't do it.
You know what she walked up there? See, I'm sitting right there, and I'm telling you right now, if I was a defendant, my first question would have been, as soon as I saw her taking the sip of what I would say, is your ass nervous? You didn't drink water the whole time.
You okay?
You didn't drink no water any day of this trial until you get ready to do the court. Are you nervous? That's my first question to her. But she gets up there and says, we are tired and send black men to jail, and you have a choice today. She turns around and walks away.
In front of all those white people. One black girl.
Like, what? What's emphasizing I didn't do it, man? We're talking about everybody else. We're talking about me.
He had a whole speech.
Like that whole thing.
Hammered home his idea.
So
and you up there talking about something.
They didn't have not one lawyer.
Nope.
One lawyer consult on this show that could have helped them out.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
And this is my thing in the lawyer consult. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
They having a lawyer consult. This dude's trying to mac, and they macking on each other. I'm like, dude, ain't you worried about going to prison?
Obviously not.
I won't talk about that right now.
Did they hold hands at one point? I thought they did.
When she sat, after she made her 2-line closing argument, they held hands when she sat back down. Oh, he grabbed her hand.
Yeah, I was like, that's a bad look.
When I send a black man to jail, you got a choice to turn around and walk away and sat back down. He grabbed her hand. You did a good job.
In front of that white jury, that was like, we know what we're going to do.
She was like, mic drop.
Right. And it was like, yeah, we're going to send this black dangerous man to jail.
And as soon as, basically, as I'm sitting there watching it, they come back guilty because we already know that.
And then the case, even when they was talking to like his friend, or there was no evidence. Like I didn't see not a videotape. I didn't see.
No. They
did have the videotape, but I mean, they didn't show
it.
The
videotape of the fight, or the fight ending, or him getting up from the guy that got stabbed or some shit.
Yeah.
But my thing is,
how did they go from 8 years to him being in jail for 6 years? Like, well, I forget even what the charge was.
He was in jail for 16.
15, yeah.
Was it attempted murder or was it?
It was murder.
Yeah. They want to give him manslaughter. Right?
Yeah.
If he had took the plea deal, he would have only did 6 years. But since she decided you want to go to trial, that's why his ass ended up with 16.
Yeah.
You should have took the plea deal.
You're gonna win. No one ever loses. Like, bitch, please.
And as soon as she lost, she was like, "I'm going to court."
How long have you been a lawyer?
Right.
And basically,
blink of a second. Come on.
Yeah. And as soon as she lost, I'm going to corporate. That's it. I'm packing up my bags.
Right.
I can't do this no
more.
What? Yeah, that's better.
As a juror,
but every single time, and see, that's why you can't trust a lawyer who keeps saying, "I'm going to win." You didn't even win the last case. The guy was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going to jail."
What's your record? What's your record?
That part right.
Right, that too.
Okay.
And then you going up him saying, "I got 16 other cases before I get to yours, but we'll see." Really?
That's not what happened to the other people? They got fucked.
But that doesn't go confidence.
Where's the fight in her? Like, when that guy was like, "No, I'm gonna take the deal," she was like, "All right." What can I say?
But here's the part. Look, she fell in love with the dude, and he went to jail. So she was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm out."
Yeah, but that just seems simple and weak. For her, it makes her look weak. But the thing, if I was
because she is,
she's not a good lawyer.
What'd you say, Mike?
See the old hands like that. If I was a juror, I'd be like, they fucking.
Mm-hmm.
But they probably didn't see that. Did they see it? No, it was underneath the table.
Yeah, it was underneath
the table.
Everything in court is looked at.
They're
looking at all your mannerisms.
Yeah, that's true.
They were like, they fucking. It's just what she wanted.
Yeah,
but the way she cross-examined, the other dude, I would have I thought he did the way she was cross-examining his ass. Really?
It's because she believed Damon that he didn't do it, so that's why she was coming at boy.
Yeah, but that's her job.
True,
I know, but I was being sarcastic in terms of when I said that because I'm watching that scene like, okay.
And then I'm thinking about the letter too. Remember the letter she writes that we see in the first episode? "Oh, I love criminals." First of all, I hate that statement because like that can't be true. you like this criminal. Like it can't be completely true. You like this one.
But he's not even a criminal. He didn't have no prior conviction. That's what I didn't understand.
It doesn't go together.
But okay,
it don't go together. He's not a criminal. You're right.
He's not a criminal.
Yeah. So why are you gonna say I love criminals or I like criminals?
Right, because he had no prior convictions. They said no prior convictions just because he didn't. If you get arrested, that doesn't mean you're gonna get convicted. But
and why didn't they show her writing the letter?
I mean,
never showed her writing the letter, but I was waiting to see. But I was, okay. She's not going to write the letter. And then, she's driving in a daze, of course, obviously, which happens. And then you crash.
But the boot thing's gone.
Which is okay. But the way Lewis got out the car, and I'm like, he's all looking, and walking up to her. Oh, are you okay? Open the door. Oh, I got you. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
I ain't opening the door. I don't know you. Let me call 911. Fuck this.
They're staring at each other. First of all, you hit my car like that, I'm getting out the car pissed. Then if I see your face, it's like, oh, okay. But at first, I'm pissed. Like, you hit my fucking car. Like, what the hell?
He was very courteous.
It was just too...
There's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with Lewis.
Ain't nothing wrong with Lewis. Ain't nothing wrong with Lewis. That was just a bad written. It was a bad written scene. Period. They should have said to him, "You."
I think
They should have
Because they
said to
said,
him,
like, what are you doing? Like, what are you? What?
yes, not just coming out and saying, "Open the door, you okay? Oh, I got you." Like, what?
Yeah. This whole this whole show. Look, I just hope it's not like a them situation. Terrell, I sent you a message to Instagram.
I saw it, and I was like, "Oh hell no!"
Yeah.
What? Them's doing the season 2?
Yep.
Oh God! Well, we won't be watching that.
No, we won't be watching it.
No, I don't know if I want to continue to keep watching through this. I only got the 2 more episodes to go. Huh?
I'd watch it because I feel like that's when it would be most entertaining. If I'm drunk or high or something, I can't be sober watching that shit.
No, and not after. No. Yeah.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? My internet's off. I don't know what's going on with my internet.
The whole interaction with her mother, with the mother.
I'm sorry, podcasters, but this episode might end up being shorter because I don't even know what the hell's going on my internet. But go ahead, y'all keep talking because y'all cutting it in out on my end. I'm probably doing that like this. Go ahead.
Yeah, you stopped.
Yeah.
Is he still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's moving.
Okay.
Because of the weather.
The whole dynamic with her and her mother. And this whole thing with Paul is bothering me. Like, I can't.
And what does the mother say? Like, where are you at, sister girl? Like, where is the like? Oh, he changed and he's sorry, girl. Wouldn't you rather be by yourself?
You know what I mean?
She's lonely. She in love. She loved him at one time.
No, she's just lonely. She ain't in love. She's in lonely.
Right. And that's why she's pushing for Jax and Lewis to work it out because she doesn't want her daughter to end up like her. I think that's what it is.
I mean, that's real, but again, like all of the relationships within this show are just so questionable. Like, how real is it? How likely is it? Like, it's just not. It ain't tapping into nothing to me. Like, her friendships are just, like you said, this episode just felt like they were like, okay, y'all, talk like Black women talk. You know how we see on commercials and videos and things, talk like that.
Look how they was looking at the stripper and the stripper wasn't. Y'all could at least hired a real stripper or had somebody watch some videos of how to be a male stripper. You know what I mean?
Something. That was somebody's boyfriend in the cast.
Doing the Cabbage Patch and shit. Body rolling. And that was it. Like, get it together. And again, who kisses the stripper?
That's what they said. They were like, don't kiss the stripper.
Drunk woman kiss the stripper, so.
No, a hoe kisses a stripper because she just said she was a hoe.
Oh, drunk hoes, man.
Drunk hoes. Did you say drunk hoes?
Listen. She was like, I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe.
Like Saleia said, they don't have no other friends. That was just it.
No,
yeah.
Like Terrell said, that whole scene was forced. Or Saleia, I didn't know if it was you or Terrell, but somebody had said it was forced.
Yeah, yes, it was. It was forced. Like, the dialogue, the way that it's delivered, it's just they're trying too hard, like I said, to make you believe that these chicks are friends, and they ain't friends. They're trying too hard to make you believe.
And I don't understand.
They're trying too hard to make it believable. And it's not. It's. I'm waiting on a reality
show
moment for somebody to throw a chair.
How do they all know each other?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean.
And then I don't like how they're adding these things that wouldn't have that like weren't for episodes. Like, did anybody know that our homegirl was gay until now?
No.
Yeah, so I was like, okay.
It's like throwing it in there.
Like, it's like throwing spaghetti against the wall to see whatever sticks.
But it's not relevant to the story, really.
At all.
It's not. It's one thing if we saw it, like, even if she was wearing pride colors or something like that in a couple of the episodes, okay, all right, we see it. But there's nothing, I don't know, like, I just hate this whole, let's throw this spin in there. They did it with the wife in last week's episode to, like, now all of a sudden she's sinister. And it's like, well
who's gay?
Her friend.
I don't even know which one it is, to be honest.
The best friend, I don't know.
It's the
with the dreads?
Braids on top.
Yeah.
With the locks, yeah.
Okay. All right. No, I didn't even know she was. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, because she was talking about her roommate. She was like, can you stop lying about her being your roommate? That kind of thing.
Uh-oh.
Little difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
The whole courtroom scene, like, you have, like I said, you could have, somebody knows somebody that's a lawyer. Why couldn't you have a consultant to even help out with some of the legal jargon in those scenes?
Yes.
Because it just seems like,
hell, if we're sitting here
you
like
you didn't know what you was talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I could have defended them. I didn't go to law school, but fuck it. Like, let's just say something.
Would have had a better closing argument than what she did. He's a black man in America. Do the right thing, America. It's back down. So
this message was paid for by. That's what it felt like.
Exactly. It was like, you got to be kidding me. You get to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, let's not talk about the holes in the case. You know what I mean? In the closing argument, the obvious things that, if they have them on film picking up the knife, walk with it, they don't have them actually stabbing them. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about everybody else.
Short ass case. That was a short ass.
Like,
Law and Order can do more in 30 minutes in a courtroom than they did in 10 minutes in that episode.
But that's what I was saying before. Like, how y'all having these quick ass trials? Like, the body just dropped, and now we're in the courtroom trying to decide. How the fuck does that happen? Mm-hmm. You got and the detectives ain't doing shit anyway. So I don't understand how it's not like they said, okay, 6 months later during the trial. They didn't do that. It was she died on a Tuesday. We was court on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like,
and we went to jail on Friday. And the wedding was on Saturday.
Like, how do you do that? Mm-hmm. The body was still fresh on Tuesday, and then we had court on Thursday talking about see what happened was.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's
why I said there was no like legal consultant. Like, this is not believable.
No.
This is not authentic. Like,
no. That's what I'm talking about. Like, all of this, even like in the other episodes where Jax is bringing the detective guy that she hired to talk to her client, like, that's not real. I know you're not supposed, like, it's supposed to be one-on-one. It's not supposed to be all these other people while you're talking to your client. It's just not.
Right.
I don't know. I think the thing that's just so frustrating is that you have all these people who have been doing shows for a while now. They've been doing, I'm sure in their lifetime, in their careers, they've played the lawyer or they've been next to a lawyer, something. Like, ain't nobody, like, there needs to be some criticism. Like, there needs to, like, what kind of notes are you guys giving each other? Like, what is, I don't know.
But I don't think that's their goal.
How the
that's
hell do you get, first of all, how'd you get a number? Her cell phone number. Did she ever give him his number? She never gave her his number.
We're not supposed to ask some kind of questions.
And you really gonna trade what he traded? His money for the commissary for a phone to call her so you can jerk off?
It could have been a spoon.
A burner phone.
Yeah. And you're not supposed to, and I don't know a lot about the law, but it would have been great to hear her say, you need to be careful because if you get caught with that phone, if you get caught with phones in jail, you get extra jail time. Like that's an extra like.
This prisoner's in jail right now on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. But as a lawyer, as his lawyer, she should have said, "All right, now be careful, Damon," because she didn't say nothing.
It didn't matter because they had phone sex during that call. So
yeah,
which was stupid.
So.
Which was dumb. Which
I was.
But her hair's not wrapped.
Listen, and that was the part that I was just. That's why I said, you know what? Never mind. I take it back because what relevance did that have? You could have
none.
It just
none.
And all of a sudden, like, why is he so taken by her? There's nothing about her. Like, where is the chemistry? Like, I just didn't like that seemed forced. Back to your point, like it just all seemed so like. We need y'all to have this phone sex and it needs to make sense. So say this thing, have handsies while you're talking. You're supposed to be talking about your case, but, have a handsies situation.
I don't want to talk about my life. Let's talk about you and how you feel.
Schmail.
Yeah, let's not worry. We'll talk about that later. We'll get to it after.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk about that. That ain't gonna get me off anyway. Well, ain't gonna get me off.
Like, this is my new boo, Damon. Yep, I represented him because he almost went to jail for attempted murder. Say hi, Damon. Like, what? The fuck out of here.
We did good, didn't we, baby?
Yeah.
Well, Mom, you said not to be lonely. I gotta be a man. He might have just got out of jail, but
Mama said, "Hey, you got one."
I don't want. I don't know. I'm like, just churn out these episodes, please, so we can get it over with. Because I don't care anymore. I'm where y'all at.
That podcast schedule I created, like that shit, like it's stretching a lot longer than it needs to be.
Listen, tomorrow is episode 6. We only got a couple. Come on, y'all. We can do this. We can do this.
Well, if I sat through them and I sat through Body Cam and Vivarium and all those,
you ain't never supposed to say that word.
Dumbass movies, I can sit through the rest of this TV series. So,
I don't know. It gives me hope. I just, sometimes I look at this and I'm like, let me start writing because, obviously there needs to be good not to say that mine is going to be the greatest or whatever. I might be going through the same shit and y'all be talking about my stuff. Like, did y'all see that? See what she wrote? She know better.
Like, girl, what is she doing?
What the fuck? You've been on this podcast. You already know how it goes.
So I got a question for everybody.
Okay.
And we could go around the room just talk about it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What was the worst thing that we watched on the podcast?
Shit, I mean, you just named all three of them, and they're on the same wavelength. Like they just bad. I don't know.
So
but go ahead.
I would say Bad Hair, Vivanium, and
you forget multiples, man.
Oh well, yeah, you're right. My bad. No, I would say them above all else. It's a tie between them and Vivarium.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. As far as the worst.
The worst?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say.
Go ahead, T.
Look at Terrell. He's like, yeah.
I would say
going down memory lane.
In order, I would say them, Vivarium. I forgot about Bad Hair,
mm-hmm.
and Body Cam.
I'm gonna say Vivarium or whatever the fuck it's called.
Vivarium.
Diagnosis. What's that? Is it called something? Remember that movie we watched with the girl was pregnant and we. All right. What do you remember that, T, or no?
Yeah,
remember,
no.
What's called
something popped up on my computer screen. Oh, the one with what?
What was the name of that movie? With the girl was pregnant and her husband was trying to get her. I don't know. It's so weird. I can't even give you a synopsis because it was just so bad. Like it was just so bad.
I was trying to get.
Remember, she had a big ass baby, and then she had another kid that was that she put in a plastic bag. It's so when I'm saying this, it just sounds like what? What did you guys watch?
I don't remember that.
Did we watch that at all?
It was the girl from Broad City. I forget her name. and it was a movie on Hulu.
A plastic bag.
Where she has a kid. It was just bad. It was so bad. I don't know if it's called misdiagnosis or something, but she was trying to get pregnant. Her and her husband was trying to get pregnant.
Wait a minute. Is that the one with Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah, that
he played
one.
The doctor?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. That dumbass movie.
That was a shitty movie.
Yes.
Giving
damn, what was the name of that movie?
Fertility shots or something?
Yeah, he was giving them fertility shots.
Yes.
Hold, I'm gonna find it now.
It was on Hulu.
Something.
Prognosis. Something prognosis.
Yeah, he was giving them his special fertility shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie was weird.
About that. Yeah.
Yeah. That, and I mean, to me, that and Vibranium, which I don't even know why it's called that. Like, do we even figure out why that was the title of that movie?
I have no clue.
Yeah. And then Them, of course.
Which I can't believe there's a season 2.
I can't believe that neither. Like, but you know what? I was looking at some comments.
But a lot of people like that show. After we went through it and did our analysis, a lot of people started watching it. Was like, I like this show, and I'm like,
they loved it. I don't know, man. You know, I'm just gonna say it's me. Like, I don't know, because when I know you said you liked Power T, but I didn't really care for Power.
No, I didn't care for it. I mean, I stopped watching it. Again, it was almost like this show in a sense where there's some things that were just too forced.
Yeah, but people loved it. I mean, the thing is, Power has got all these spinoffs now.
Oh, it's False Positive. That's the name of the movie.
False Positive. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Prognosis. I'm sure there is like a movie called Prognosis.
It began with a P.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. For me, I'm thinking, am I being too critical? Am I,
No, we're just saying how we actually feel. Period.
Well, you think about Power, though. I like Power, but those characters, even though it was like crazy gangster stuff, they were actually, you could actually believe them, and you could actually feel a certain way. Like you hated Angela, and you know what I mean? You actually believe them. It wasn't like forced like this.
Yeah.
And well, in the beginning, I didn't give it a chance. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and I was just like, "How likely is this?" I don't know. I didn't like it.
When there's more cursing than it needs to be, to me, you automatically throw me off. Period. I'm automatically not interested, because now you're, again, like I said before, when the first episode of, when we talked about the first episodes of this show. You're forcing it. It's almost like we got that freedom to curse. We just gonna curse every chance we get. Like,
every chance.
I get it. We get the truck and say fuck, damn, shit, bitch. Okay, we got it. We get it. Okay,
but there was nothing behind it. Like, there was even the rest of the dialogue with the non-cursing was like, well, what is this?
Even with the niggas and all that, I'm like, okay.
No, last episode where she was rapping in the car.
No.
Well, not even like that. Just anytime they say the N-word, it's just not believable to me.
No.
And it's unnecessary.
I think that's what it is. It's unnecessary. You're trying too hard to make these people seem ghetto fabulous.
And they don't have to be.
And they don't have to be.
They don't have to be.
Because this old episode, episode 5, you could have touched on how they were in high school, how they met. You could have touched on the whole animosity between Jax and I don't know what the other chick's name is.
Yeah, because I'm like, in my mind, they never touched on that. So it's like, so why do they, like, right now she's seeing, in this episode, it felt like, okay, I can tolerate Jax as, a little bit more in this episode, but in the other episode, she's just a shitty friend. Like, that gets glazed over to me. And I'm just like, is anybody else seeing this?
Well, she was a bougie, shitty friend. You know what I mean? Like, it was
so shitty.
It's just like, you're a shitty friend, but we don't know why you're shitty.
Right. Like, why are you?
Explain
why do you act
the
like
shittiness.
this? Right.
Like explain it. The foreshadow it. Explain the shittiness of why, she says what she says, and then to her friend, and the other two were looking at her like, girl, you shouldn't have said that. And it was like an off the wall, like out of the blue, unnecessary comment, like a conversation is past. She's still like, still stuck in that conversation that they were having, and she makes her comment, but it's just like, I don't know. It was just.
Yeah, like she had to say it, but she didn't.
Yeah, and then even in this episode, her friend, given it was just even when she's talking to her friend, and actually you said earlier what she was saying, well, can you just stop saying that she's your roommate,
right?
And then, all right, girl, bye. Like,
I guess that's it.
That's it.
I guess that's it.
No, what was the whole point of her calling her?
Yeah, like there's just
what was the purpose? Oh, girl, I'm sitting here eating pizza, watching TV.
Yeah, there's a lot of filler moments.
Yes,
without relevance to the story,
which ain't gonna get explained, because as soon as you get back to episode 6, 7, 8, and 9, it's all gonna be about Braden in this damn case. So you're never gonna get no explanation about why she is the way she is with her friends. Then you're gonna have the case. Then Will, because that's the whole setup of the cameras being shut off. It's setting up Will's about to have a whole fatal attraction type of story.
And that's probably who got her tied up. Let's be honest.
We already know who it is. It's Will.
Well, we damn sure know it ain't Michael Ealy. We don't, because his ass is afraid to go back to jail. So we know it's him.
Yeah, he might be. You never know. It might be Michael Ealy.
No. He's too afraid to go back to jail.
It'll be interesting to see how this.
Because what is she gonna do? Really, for him?
You're so kind to say it would be interesting. Because right now I don't care.
Interesting in the fact that I just want to see who had her tied up. Like I just want to see that.
At this point, I really don't even care.
I don't care. They could keep her tied up and throw her in the river raw. Well, not in real life, but I'm just saying. I don't care anymore. Like I just.
No, that's what I said. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of these characters. Yeah. None.
I just And then
I don't know. I'm still disappointed. I don't understand how this happens. Like, not to say that the people behind the scenes are like so like magical that this show should be winning, but they've had like years and years of experience of good shows under their belt. So I don't understand.
Because it's almost one of those things where it's like somebody should have took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 more looks of the scripts before they
said no, and it might absolutely be not. No,
or just to find more ways to even improve, because you can do a lot in a 45-minute TV show episode.
You could do a lot in a 25-minute episode.
We've got that from various TV shows.
Exactly.
Over the years of just watching TV, you can get a lot of good information in. Mm-hmm. And it don't have to. It's funny because I was thinking about what Shawn was saying that earlier in like one of the couple podcast episodes back. They didn't have they don't have the ABC budget money.
They got the ABC money, like.
But it don't matter because I was thinking about another show, and it popped in my head, and I forgot what it was. Oh. No. Damn. What's the name? What's the name of the show? It popped in my head and I forgot what it was. And I was thinking about myself. I said, well, they ain't got no big studio money. And that show was a fantastic show. And I can't think of what show it is now. But it don't matter it's just, I mean, there's shows that get ABC money and don't work. I mean, Shawn Rock said a couple of shows that didn't work. Off the Map, which was,
But I think with Shonda being like the creator, the showrunner, like having all those systems in place of the quality of shows that she's had, I don't think this show translated as well, even with like,
because the writing is totally different. That's what it is. It's the writing. Shawn Rhimes writing something. Ain't no guarantee it's going to be a hit, but it's going to get a shot. Like I said, she did Off the Map, which was basically like Grey's Anatomy, but on an island. It didn't work. So then she did Private Practice. That ran for 6 seasons.
And I like Private Practice.
I love Private Practice. And then of course, Scandal. She had another series which didn't run well, For the People, which was like a lawyer type of show.
Is that the one that?
That's the one with Ray Jean from Bridgerton.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, I knew I saw him somewhere before Bridgerton, but it was on that show. I never got around to watching it because as soon as it came out, it was gone. It's actually on Hulu now, but so there's no guarantee that everything is gonna actually work, but it's just again like the
quality.
Yes,
the quality got to be there. That's just it. That's it. Even if, like you said, it's no guarantee that it ain't gonna work, but at least you could be like, I mean, there's shows that I'm like, okay, the story dragged, but they had all the details in place. It was a tight story.
I mean, I
can't say that.
Just think about Insecure. Insecure, I'm for sure, did not have a huge budget when they started.
No.
HBO. But just think about the fact it went from being her YouTube channel.
No. Awkward Black Girl was her show that she did on her own. And it didn't have a big budget, but it had a big following, and them stories were tight.
Well, that's what I mean. But it went from being that to being Insecure. Yeah. In a sense. And not directly Insecure, but she basically took the concept of that show and created Insecure with HBO. Right?
Right.
So, but and I'm for sure, like I said, I'm sure the budget wasn't astronomical at first. Of course, as seasons go on and it begins popular, then yes, you get more money, sets get bigger, show gets a little bit more expensive because the budgets and sets and clothes are bigger and clothes a little bit better. And so, but the writing and it's good.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just like, again, they forcing something that ain't there. You just.
What it feels
maybe
like?
Maybe the time. Maybe just at the time.
I don't know. It feels like a high schooler wrote this. Like a high schooler, middle schooler wrote this and was like, this is how I imagine lawyers to be. And I love Scandal. And they wrote this. And somebody took it from their niece and it was like, yeah, I'm going to make this into a show.
This looks like a Tyler Perry show, period. And I haven't watched any of the only show I've ever watched, a TV show of Tyler Perry's was House of Pain twice.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched like a couple episodes.
Watched it twice. I watched it once
by accident.
I watched it once because it was on late at night. It was on.
To me, out of all of his shows, that was like the better one.
I watched that
House of Pain.
Yeah,
and then I watched it sober.
Funny,
and it wasn't funny either way to me. It wasn't funny when I was drunk because I first saw it drunk. I was like, this ain't funny. And then I was like, let me watch this sober because it was on again, and I was sober, and I was like, it still ain't funny. So if it's not funny to me when I'm drunk, it damn sure ain't funny to me when I'm going to be sober. Period. So I was like, okay, I can watch Tyler Perry movie, but the shows, I don't know. Actually, Haves and Have-Nots, when it first came out, I was like, okay, this is, all right, Tyler, man, this is good. All right, you keep stepping up a little bit until.
But that was very soap opera-esque too.
But what I liked about it was that it was different for him until it got to a scene where 3 different actors repeated the same fucking line. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You can't do nothing better than this. 3 actors repeating the same line.
Were they in different scenes?
No, it was in the same damn scene. So it was a scene where they were in the kitchen in the mansion. And the daughter, who I forgot what her name is, but all of a sudden now was like cuckoo for fucking Cocoa Puffs. Mm-hmm. And she leaves the house with Tika Sumter's baby daddy. I can't think of what his name, whatever. Yeah,
I never watched the show, so
I mean, it doesn't matter.
But she leaves the show with her baby daddy. Okay, so 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 the maid is in the kitchen and the girl leaves, whatever it is. So the brother comes and he goes, so where's, what the fuck is the chick's name? Annabelle, but I don't know what her name is. Where's so-and-so? And the maid's like, well, she just left with so-and-so. I don't know where she went. A few minutes later, they have a few more words or whatever. A few minutes later, the mother comes downstairs. Where's so-and-so? And the maid's like, I don't know. She went somewhere. And I'm thinking to myself, are you fucking kidding me? Really?
Did they need to know where she was? Or was it just like...
It was just like...
They wrote
you couldn't think of another line for them to say coming downstairs. They all got to start with where did the daughter go? Mm-hmm. Where really, obviously, it ain't that important because you really didn't want like they went to go look for. Yeah. So
you just needed dialogue.
I was just like, okay, that's what, and that's when I stopped watching it.
You should have went to commercial.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was done, and I haven't watched it. Never looked at it since. I mean, it's off the air now, but I haven't looked at it. Never watched it since then because I was just like, that's where you run into with Tyler Perry of not having writers. Granted, we know you don't want to pay writers because you know that writers, you got to deal with unions and it ain't gonna be the way you want it to be, and blah 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 blah.
So with actors, you got to deal with unions too. So,
but the difference between writers is that you don't. I get why he doesn't want to deal with having a writing team because it's all about his vision. He wrote it. It's done. He doesn't have to worry about saying, "No, I don't like this. Go back and rewrite it," or "No, I don't like that. Go back and rewrite it." Whereas when he's writing it, it's set in his mind. He wrote out the way he wants it to. If he does do a rewrite, he does a rewrite. If he doesn't, he films it. Whereas if I'm writing on his TV show, because he tried that with House of Pain.
Yeah. Was David Arnold one of his writers? Because
I don't know.
Because he wrote in one of the shows. I didn't realize Kim Fields was.
But it was House of Pain. He only had writers on House of Pain.
Okay,
and then it became an issue where the writers were like, something happened in terms of, I know they were not going to, they were either thinking about suing him or going to sue him, or it was something about the if I can remember, but it was something about, I don't know if it was his treatment of them or if it was the way. Anyway, it just didn't. I forgot exactly what it was, but it didn't work. And I remember him saying, "That's why I don't deal with writers because I don't have to deal with all this other BS." Whereas,
well, that's why his stuff looks the way it does.
That's why all the stuff is usually the same.
Yeah.
So but anyway, I had a whole, that. But anyway, as you can see, podcast listeners, we're pretty much done with episode 5 of Reasonable Doubt, which is the first time they actually even said the title in this episode.
Where?
In this episode of Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah, somebody says it in the show.
She does.
I forget if it was Jax. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And somebody says, and it's funny because I heard a statement a long time ago that I don't know where it was. I don't know where I read it or where I heard it, but they said when you hear the title of a work in the show,
it ain't
that good.
No, it's not that great.
And I was like, oh. So every time I always hear a title in a film or in a movie, when somebody says the title, I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna be good.
Like wait to exhale.
Somebody said,
I sat there and I exhaled. It's like, Lord, this is about to be bad. This is gonna be really bad.
I think that's something with that particular work, you couldn't like get away from saying exhale. You can, I breathe out. Like anybody want to hear that. So you can't get away from the title of that one. Plus it's all through the book.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. We can have another podcast.
Anyway, we're gonna end this right here. I can't keep talking.
Yeah, let's please, because I ain't got nothing else to say.
We got nothing else to say about episode 5 of Reasonable Doubt. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See you next week.
The Social T Podcast is a Folia audio production, created and edited by Terrell Hicks. Follow us on Instagram at Social T Podcast, Twitter at Social T Cast, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Social T Podcast.